Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm going to build a completely random house from anywhere in the US using Google Earth. I got this house from Illinois when I randomized it. All my footage corrupted from both the build and the intro, so instead we got a time lapse today, so let's get right into it. I thought it was a pretty interesting house, so I was pretty happy to get it, honestly. You know, the mangrove kind of walls, so, you know, the mangrove matched the red pretty well in my opinion, so I just went for that. I started by getting the scale out with kind of the garage section over here on the right of the main part of the house, of course, just to kind of settle on what scale I wanted to build this house for. So I'd get this one section in and then I'd use that as kind of a base for the rest of it. So I got this kind of front garage here, you know, it's pretty wide across. It's a pretty simple house, like shape-wise. So I wanted a lot of space to kind of get the details in and everything. But yeah, we're just gonna get the shape of the garage, shape of the roof out. And then we start working on this main section in the middle. It's taller than the other part, so, you know, I was kind of like looking at the thing. If I ever freeze, by the way, when I'm here, it's because I'm looking at the Google Earth thing and I was talking, you know, because, you know, the footage corrupted. That's crazy. Dude, a second channel video. Oh my god. Wow. I thought it would be a waste to not make a video out of this house, though. So, you know, we got it here on the second channel. Subscribe, by the way, because, like, this is no subscribers. This is a new channel. Like, I put, like, 3 melee videos on here, you know? I think 4. I don't know. But we're just working out where I want the windows to go on this left side here. I'm kind of just working out the scale of, like, this middle part, kind of how far back it should go, all that, you know? So we start kind of working on just, yeah, the height that everything matches up, basically. Just fill all the roof space in on this garage section. I didn't quite end up finishing this house, by the way, in this time lapse because my power went out. That's why everything corrupted. So at the end of this video, I'm just going to go in for like 30 seconds and just add the finishing touches to it. And I'll give a quick fly around and walk through. And, you know, all that. I don't have an interior on it, but, you know, I'll still show it off. See, we kind of fill this middle part in, just make it a box. Just, you know, to finalize the shape of it. I end up lowering the roof a little bit, you know, just kind of make it line up better. You know, join the Patreon, by the way, you know, it's crazy. Join the Discord, discord.gg/Rowan with 2 N's, crazy. A lot of people in there. It's pretty cool. I don't know if anyone's gonna see this who didn't come from the other video, but if you're just randomly seeing this, this is not my main channel, you know. I got another channel, like 50k subs, you know. But, I don't know. I'm just yapping. This is a one take, by the way, this is one take. Just fill the roof in with deep slate, of course. I'm gonna go back and texture this later. Kind of in the sunset right now. I didn't really look at the angle the sun was at when I exported this replay, of course, because it's just kind of a quick video. I'm finally starting to get like the general shape of the house finalized here. I'm getting the windows and the doors positioned in the front here. I know I'm going to put an overhang on that. So like obviously it looks pretty bad now, but I know it's going to be kind of a big cover on it. Start getting this front porch sort of section in, just use sandstone. Kind of the classic. And yeah, the overhang goes in for the front porch. Again, I come back and texture all this later. Figure out what the best spot for the window, of course. Get this kind of chimney thing in on the right. You know, the guardrail, all that. And yeah, at this point, I'm actually really liking this house. I think it was like kind of a smaller, more simple sort of house than I usually do. Usually I do these like dumb like suburb houses that are just like overly big and like they're just kind of boring. They're all pretty similar, but I think this one was pretty cool. Which why it sucks, you know, this is not a main channel video, but whatever. The other video was a banger that's dropping today as well. But yeah, I kind of go through and texture it with the stripped logs. I just think it kind of breaks up the planks a little bit. So now I'm just kind of looking at like what I do next, basically. And I think this is when I go through and texture now. Most of the roof is deep slate bricks, but I bring some cobbled deep slate and polished deep slate in. Just kind of add a bit of like other colors in there, kind of break up the texture because the brick texture is pretty repetitive in Minecraft, so just kind of break it up a bit. Kind of goes a long way in my opinion, but you know, maybe you hate it. I actually do get comments saying they hate it, so that's cool, you know, that's how their own opinion. If you're watching this from the main channel, by the way, let me know what you want to see on this channel. Because I don't know if I'm ever gonna really use a second channel that much, but you know it's here. So yeah, I'm just finishing up texturing this. It takes a while. It's a lot of blocks, obviously. This is like an hour, or like this is like 40 minutes of footage. I think sped up into like 8 minutes. So, you know, subscribe. I'm sorry, I already had stuff to talk about. I didn't really plan on. I don't know. I haven't made a video in this kind of style in like ages. I don't know. Probably like, maybe it was April. I don't know. I don't remember. March. Anyway, you know, back to the house because I'm finally done texturing. I'm working out how I want to do this front window. I know it has like these like white kind of like bars in it. And it's like a white frame and then a bar going up the middle sort of thing. And it's like, really important to the look of the house to have that in there, so I wanted to make sure it looked good, and I think I'm pretty happy with this kind of design for it. I do try to change it here, and it doesn't look as good. So I go back, because it needs that white frame on it, but I'm pretty happy with the design I settled on. I think it looks pretty good from like most angles. Obviously, it kind of depends a bit still, but it's not bad. And now I just kind of go around and like just kind of put like all the windows in, basically. Some of them I put details on. I think all of them I actually put pale oak on. Again, just try to get that white frame on them. And I think it looks alright at the end. See, of course, do that on the left side. Obviously, even though it's kind of in the shadow, you know, my bad. Figured I'd do shaders for this. I don't know. I used to when I would do videos like this all the time, so it fits. Same kind of top window design here on the back. I couldn't get any street view imagery from the back of this house. There was nothing on like Zillow or any realtor websites, so I just kind of guessed. I think it looks alright. I just kind of put a porch on. I kind of basically copied the front of the house to the back just to make it look more complete. I didn't quite get to finish it though, because, you know, power went out. Pretty cool. Did I mention you should subscribe? I just clapped my hands. I don't know why I did that. That's crazy. You should subscribe. Anyway, back to the house. Put like a wither skull on top of that thing up there. Just kind of look like a chimney. I feel like skull blocks are kind of underutilized. I think they look pretty cool. They could be whatever you imagine they are, you know? Which I think is pretty cool. So now I'm just kind of working out what to do next. I'm getting like small details around stuff like gutters, the garage door like button. Get a couple lanterns in a second, I think. I don't know. I do a lot of stuff here. You know, add the white trim to parts of the roof. I tried on the top. That looks terrible, so I get rid of it. And yeah, I kind of settled on just this amount of white blocks, basically. Go around, add a couple more small details. Stuff like these vents on the roof. There's some buttons on the side that were there. I don't know what it really is in real life. I'm guessing it's mostly just like vent stuff. I don't really know. But yeah, some roof vent things I do with, I think, skeleton skulls. I can barely even see the thing I'm watching right now. There's a one take. I think I mentioned that earlier, but yeah, I don't really know. It's kind of like chimney thing over here. I think that's what that is, or some kind of vent thing. I don't really know. Some lanterns on the front here with like, man, probably got a table here. Some kind of seating area. Yep, classic. Truly legendary. And then, you know, I go around a couple more small details. I think the recording, the replays, but I cut out. So as I'm putting this path in and I get the driveway in, we're gonna go into first person, and I'm gonna real quick just finish up like the last like 30 seconds of this build, and then I'm gonna fly around and show it off. But yeah, pretty cool. You know, oh my god, I'm getting the shape in. Oh my god, no way, no way. Oh my god, it's about to crash. I think it's about to. I'm about to lose replay. Oh my god, bye. All right, I'm basically just gonna texture the driveway, get some plants in, I'm gonna do a couple of finishing details, then we'll just go side by side at the end, and then we'll be done here. So first, I don't really know how I want to do this. I was kind of messing around with like some new texturing kind of techniques here that I don't usually do, because like kind of driveway sort of gray color is usually like really difficult, because deep slate is too like dark and stone is way too light. So you gotta kind of use different blocks thing and just use them in like bigger spots. It's fine. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it's not terrible. The American flag in here, it's kind of hanging like that, I think. So that works. And yeah, we'll get some podzol and coarse dirt for kind of like a mulch sort of thing here. And over here is like more of this, but it's kind of like, it's lined with like a brick, but I don't know if it's really like that three-dimensional or not. I think we'll just do something like that. And yeah, we'll get a bunch of plants, get some grass in it. I think I'm gonna call it, honestly. We'll see. But yeah, that's probably about it. All right, I think with that, I'm gonna call it. Let's get a side by side real quick. Shader look, all that. That's really not that bad. I really do like this house. Kind of a shame that, you know, second channel video. Oh yeah, it's pretty solid. Let's get a quick side by side. And yeah, I'm honestly really happy with that. Obviously, it's not perfect, you know. Some things you just can't really do that well in Minecraft, but for what I was trying to do, I really like it. Very solid house. Kind of a shame, you know, second channel, corrupted video, all that. But yeah, if you enjoy, you know, subscribe to this channel, you know. We got like 13 subs when I'm uploading this. So if you subscribe, you're OG on the second channel, you know. Subscribe to my main channel, obviously, you know, join the Discord, discord.gg/Rowan with 2 N's. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.